Hello and welcome to the webinar. This is a webinar by Link My Books on how to automate your Amazon bookkeeping. My name is Daniel Little. So in this webinar, I'm going to show you a way to account for your Amazon sales and fees that takes less than 15 minutes per month. And that's regardless of the size of your business. Now imagine if your bookkeeping on Amazon just worked, that it ran on autopilot, that it could be 100% certain it was accurate, that it didn't involve any complicated spreadsheets, and that it actually gave you useful insights into your business. Well, during this webinar, I'm going to show you how to make all of this a reality for your business. So who am I? My name's Daniel Little, and together with my co-founder Pete Moran, we started Link My Books back in 2018. Now, I'm an ex-Amazon seller who exited their business in 2018, and I sold mine for 7 figures. I live in Newcastle in the UK at the minute, and my partner Pete, he is a software developer and technical guy by trade. He's also an ex-Amazon seller. He exited this year in early 2019, also for 7 figures, and he lives in Australia. He's also from the UK originally. So why did we start Link My Books? Well, to be honest, the apps that were out there while we were sellers just weren't accurate enough for UK-based businesses. They were really expensive and hard to use, and we genuinely felt like we could do better. So let me ask you a question. Do you think you're getting your Amazon accounting right? Because what we've seen in our own businesses and through the sellers that we've begun working with on Link My Books already is that people do make a lot of mistakes when it comes to their Amazon bookkeeping. They use the wrong reports, they overpay VAT on sales, they don't reclaim VAT on different types of fees that you should, and they spend far too much time bookkeeping. But on top of that, they also make vital VAT mistakes, which can cost the business lots of money and time. So they do things like they pay VAT on their reimbursements that they're getting from Amazon. So when Amazon lose or damage your inventory, as long as they have your VAT number, they are reimbursing you net of any VAT. And that is proven by looking in their terms of service, you can find that. But a lot of people treat this as normal income and then pay 20% VAT on that, which means that they're overpaying VAT for no reason. They also end up paying VAT twice on European sales. So they'll register for UK VAT and they'll also be registered for German VAT. They'll pay German VAT on the German sales, but they'll also end up paying UK VAT. And this happens more often than you think, especially when you take into mind that it is complicated. You need to know where the sale went from, where it went to, what the customer's VAT registration is if they've got one or not. They also do things like pay VAT on sales that have been exported outside the EU. And this is really common. This is where you've got a sale which goes to a customer which is from an outside of EU address. So that could be Norway, it could be America, it could be China, Hong Kong, anywhere. Amazon ship worldwide now, so you might not even know it, but they will have Amazon Global Services activated on most of your listings unless you've opted out. And therefore, every time a sale leaves the EU, if you've got your VAT number registered with Amazon, they will zero rate that sale for the customer. So you won't actually be receiving any VAT on that sale. And so you shouldn't be paying any VAT to HMRC for that sale. They need to be separated out. The other thing people do is they get reverse charge VAT wrong, which is all to do with your Amazon fees. So Amazon recently in October made a change so that only UK sponsored ads are now 20% VAT on expenses. All other fees, as long as they have your VAT number, will be zero rated under the reverse charge EU rules. So you need to be accounting for this reverse charge VAT, but not paying it or reclaiming it. Whereas on your sponsored ads, you need to reclaim the 20% VAT on expenses. Now we can separate all this out and also generate monthly EC sales lists with that you can send to HMRC. And this is important because as soon as you store inventory in any other European country, or you have sales that go to a European customer who's VAT registered in another EC state where you don't hold a VAT registration, then you are required by HMRC to submit a monthly EC sales list. detailing that. And we can generate all that for you. Now, it's no secret that Amazon's reports can be complicated, but they do contain all the information that you need to accurately account for your sales and fees. So you have a choice. You can spend hours each month downloading the various types of reports from Amazon and run complex pivot tables in Excel to combine the data, or you could just use Link My Books and automate the whole task. So Link My Books works by integrating directly with Amazon and Xero. We import Amazon's settlements and the VAT reports. We process the data and set your chosen settings against it. We then create summary invoices for each settlement. So every time you receive a payout, we have an invoice that matches that. And then you can send those invoices directly to Xero, and you can do that manually by clicking the send button, or you can set it up so that it literally automates the whole process. The settlement comes in, it's processed, an invoice is created, it's sent across to Xero. And when it gets to Xero, your job is to approve the invoice, because they'll go across as a draft initially. You can also change that though, so that they go across pre-approved. And then reconcile it. And you can see on the bottom left of this screen that the reconciliations side of things is literally one click. You'll see the amount coming in from Amazon in your bank account, and then the invoice which we have created, which details all of the fees and all of the sales, has all the correct VAT and accounts based on your settings. You literally just have to click OK. Now these invoices, as I say, reconcile exactly to the Amazon deposit amounts. All the Amazon fees are broken down so you can see those, and all the VAT rates and tax groups are assigned based on your settings. And we have wizards to help you set all that up as well. So connecting to Amazon and Xero is really, really simple. We have an easy to follow connection wizard. We're an approved Amazon app. We're a certified Xero app. All your connections are secure and encrypted both ways, between us and them and between you and us. And you've got one click to revoke our access. So if you wanted to disconnect at any point, you can always do that directly in Amazon or Xero or on our platform itself. So once you've connected, you'll land on the account and tax rates setup. It's a guided wizard, which means that all the steps, we're giving you hints and tips along the way to help you with each of the steps. But we just need to make it clear at this point that we are not accountants or tax advisors, and we are not giving tax advice. We do provide a sensible set of presets in terms of tax rates for UK Xero users who are selling on Amazon European marketplaces, but this still does not construe as tax advice. We are simply taking our own experience and providing you with a sensible set of presets. It is up to you to determine whether they're correct for your business. Now, once you've done that, you can also add on additional customizations. So you can add additional users, you can set up product grouping if you sell multiple different VAT rates of products. We have cost of goods sold tracking, which we won't cover in this webinar, but there is another webinar on that, or it will be coming soon at least. We have month-end inventory valuations, which is basically a report that you get from Amazon each month, which tells you the exact amount of units you have of each SKU at Amazon FBA. And we then combine that with, if you've entered your stock costs, like your product costs, then we can work out exactly what the value of your inventory is, and you can use that to help reconcile your balance sheet within Xero each month if you want to. As I said, you can automate the sending of settlements to Xero. You don't have to manually do that. It can just be a completely automated process. This can literally be set and forget. You set it up, you never have to log in again. And then we have the EC sales and EC inventory movement list, which recently we've also added an HMRC submission file. So now if you need to submit an EC sales list every month, to HMRC, then we have a file that you literally download once a month and you upload that file straight to HMRC on the government website, and that will submit your EC sales. How simple is that? So once you've set up Link My Books, it will get straight to work. It'll download all your settlements from Amazon for the last 90 days as part of the free trial, and you can go back even further if you subscribe to a paid plan. So on your dashboard here, you'll have a list of all your settlements. There's clear icons telling you the status of each of them. So as you can see, some of these are sent, some of them are still processing, and some of them are ready to send. and it's just one click to send them to Xero. And as I say, you can also automate that. You can also search for particular settlements if you're looking for a particular amount or a particular date or a marketplace. You can do lots of things from here on the dashboard. Now, if you want to dive deeper into the detail of a settlement before you send it across to Xero, you can view each of the settlements as well. So as you can see here, you've got a settlement which was for £21,039.37. And we've created an invoice for exactly that amount. This one has already been sent to Xero, as you can see, on the 12th of November. This is just dummy data, by the way. So underneath that sent notification, you've got a view on Xero button. So you can click there and go straight to the invoice on Xero. So it's all interconnected. Now, as you can see, all the different types of sales and all the different types of fees are all getting broken down. And this is a prime example of where, when I spoke about earlier, that sales that are going outside the EU need to be separated. If you see on the 7th line down, 7th line down, Amazon sales principal, sales exported outside the EU that have been dispatched from the UK. So these are £143.45 worth of sales in this settlement period, which have been delivered to customers outside of the EU, but have been dispatched from a UK fulfillment centre. Now, we have set Xero rated income against this. Obviously, we're not tax advisors, so you would have to check that yourselves, but that is what we believe is correct in terms of our own experience. Now, this means that within Xero, they will be accounted for in box 6 of the VAT return, so they'll be included in your turnover. However, they won't have any VAT applied to them. So that's £143.45 worth of sales that you won't have to pay 20% VAT on, which if you hadn't separated out, would have cost you 20% of that. So hopefully you can see the power of the sort of automation side of this, where we can take the entire settlement and run specific algorithms against it to determine which tax group each of these sales need to go into. Now, to send the settlements to Xero, as I said, it can be done manually one by one, or you can set it up to be completely automated. And once you send it across, you'll see that the invoices look very similar to what we previewed on the previous page. You'll also see that there's a link there on the top left that says go to link my books. So each of these invoices that we send across, we leave a little tracker so that you can then come back to link my books directly, and it'll take you straight back to that view settlement page. So everything links up really nicely. The totals always match exactly what came in from Amazon, which makes reconciling so extremely easy. So on the left here, you've got £21,039.37 incoming amount from Amazon. And on the right, you've got the invoice that was created for exactly that amount. As you can see, it's automatically gone green because Xero has detected that the amounts match and the dates are within a range. So all you need to do is click OK. Now, this is for GBP settlements. So if you've got a UK settlement being paid into a UK bank account, it also applies for if you've got foreign currency settlements and they're getting paid into a foreign currency bank account within Xero, so euro to euro, USD to USD. Now, if you had a euro settlement which was coming in and it was going into GBP, so a British pounds account, and Amazon had converted that for you already, then it's again quite simple. Amazon will tell us what the converted amount was, and they'll also tell us what the euro amount was, and we will put both of those amounts in the reference. So when you are looking for which invoice matches which GBP payment, it makes it really easy. You take the GBP amount, you search it in the reference search box, and it will show you which settlement that matches against. Now, we do have a help document available on that for the foreign currency settlements, but reconciling shouldn't take you more than a few minutes each month. So, what if you need help setting things up? Well, that's not a problem. We have 3 options available. Option 1 is that you use the guided wizards that I've shown you. That's completely free. And we also have a help site, help.linkmybooks.com. That's full of help articles. Option 2 is that you use our free Done For You service, where we basically set everything up with you. So we'll ask you a series of questions over the chat, and based on your answers, we'll set up your account for you using the wizards. And then you or your accountant will be responsible for checking to make sure everything's correct. As I said, we're not tax advisors, so we can't just set your account up and then you trust us. You need to go in and check things yourself. And option 3 is basically, in addition to the done for you service, we can also reconcile all of your settlements historically back to up to 18 months in Xero. So we set your account up, you approve that it's been set up correctly, and then we can send up to 18 months worth of data across from Link My Books and match all of those payments up for you. And that is a paid service. But what about general support? Well, in general, we have a pretty good help site, which I mentioned, which is help.linkmybooks.com. That's full of help articles on getting started, frequently asked questions, and a bit of information about us. It's really easy to search for an answer. There's a search box right at the top. You can literally just put in the word that you're looking for or a series of words, and it will search through all of our articles. And as we get more and more questions, we're putting more and more answers on the website as well. So you can always start there. Otherwise, you can send us a message. We have chat available between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. UK time on weekdays, and outside of office hours, we'll reply the next business day. And as I mentioned earlier, Pete is based in Australia, so if you ask questions outside of those time zones, sometimes you will get a reply from Pete overnight before I get the chance to get back in the office in the morning. And if you want to work with an approved accountant or bookkeeping firm who are already using Link My Books, who are specialist e-commerce accountants, then we have a list of those available at linkmybooks.com/experts. These are people who have come on board with us and have multiple clients that are using Link My Books, who are experts on ourselves, Xero and Amazon. They really understand this stuff. So if you're just thinking, do you know what, I want to get rid of this entire headache and I want to pass it across to someone, they will set up your account, they will import everything, they'll set all your tax rates, they'll match everything up within Xero. So you can get in touch with some of these guys. So what's it going to cost you? Well, we truly believe that we've got a very good value for money package here. It should pay for itself just alone in the time you'll save on bookkeeping. We base our price plans on the number of orders you have per month across all of your marketplaces, and also on the number of seller accounts that you have. So if you sell in Europe, then that's one seller account. If you sell in North America, that's another seller account. We also support Australia and Japan. So in total, that would be 4 seller accounts if you sold in each one of those. Now, if we take a seller, for example, who's a new seller, who's doing less than 200 orders per month and is just selling in one Amazon region, so let's take the Europe, so they're selling in UK, Germany and France, for example, that's £9 a month. And we also have annual plans available where you'll save a further 30% by paying a year in advance. Now, all of our plans come with unlimited number of Amazon marketplaces. We just limit the number of seller accounts and orders. And then you can also have up to 18 months of settlement history. And that's a limitation set by Amazon and not ourselves. We can only go back a maximum of 18 months. Now, as part of your free trial, which is 14 days, you'll get 90 days worth of settlements. And then once you find you're happy with the service, then you can subscribe and you can go back 18 months. So you have a choice. You can spend hours each month doing this manually and hope that you get it right. Or you could use Link My Books, automate it, and focus on everything else that Amazon throws at you. Don't worry, I've been there. I know how it is. So if you're ready to get started and you want to automate your Amazon bookkeeping, you want to stop wasting time on spreadsheets, get 100% accurate accounts in Xero, trusted by over 600 sellers so far. That's across the world, the vast majority of those being in the UK, of course. We're a UK-based company and support is available from myself in the UK and Pete in Australia, so we'll pretty much cover 24 hours. And don't just take our word for it. Go and have a look on the Xero app marketplace, search for Link My Books and see our, I think 50 plus now, 5-star reviews. Here's just a handful of them. I took this screenshot a few days ago. People love our service, they love the application. We've had people move across from the other tools that are out there who think that this is hands down a better tool and better service. We know you're going to love it. So jump on board and start your free trial now. And if you've got any questions, if you pop them in the chat box now, and we will get back to you by email. Or you can email your questions to support@linkmybooks.com and we'll get back to you with answers. So once again, start your free trial at linkmybooks.com and get rid of your headache around Amazon bookkeeping. Thank you very much.